Okay, we're back for page 2. I'm going to go ahead and open up that document that we were looking at earlier. Let's see, it's hiding again. Alright, let me go to File, Open, Recent. And look at my previous version, SF Conservatory of Flowers. That looks a lot different from the other one. It's more specific. So this one was just a series of pictures. So I'm going to go ahead and switch over. If you notice up along the window here, you can see that I have the example document open here and untitled. And which reminds me at this point, this would be a good time to save. Seeing as how things do occasionally crash. I'm going to go File, Save As, and I'm going to call this SF Conservatory 2. Let's see, it's in the folder. So, alright, so we're going to place a bunch of pictures. Good group of them. So we're going to go File, Place. This shouldn't take very long. The list of assets here is quite big. I believe what I provided you should be much shorter. I'm just going to kind of see where the buildings cut off. The last building. Okay, so I'm going to take everything. I'm going to shift select everything above it. So I have a group of about 6 or 7 pictures there. So open. Now again, I was showing you earlier that when you have a group of pictures and you've grabbed them, you can see them kind of preloaded, waiting to be set down. If you use your left-right arrow keys, you can scroll through them before you set them down, so you don't have to set them down in that order. You can set them down in a different order. So I believe my first picture is this one here. So I'm going to back up here, and we're just going to start clicking and dragging. And what I've done previously is just set them up in some different sizes, just kind of doing like a overview of the conservatory with these images. And we can change the order of these in a little bit. And remember, we can move them around inside their panels if we wanted to crop them. But I think this will just be like a nice little series of shots, kind of showing the beautiful aspects of the structure. So that looks like that's all the pictures. So now again, I'll probably keep playing with the layout. So again, when you select it with our selection tool, we can move it around, and we can scale things up. And there's an example of how I've scaled the outer window, but not the inner picture. So if I click on the inner picture, I can then make that fit that window there. And then again, that's kind of click away from it, come back to it. We should be able to move the whole picture. So it's 2 different lines, that blue line, and then double clicking with that orange line. The orange line again being the picture itself inside of the frame. So let's see, let's maybe scale that one up. Let's see if we double click. So first scaling the frame, and then scaling the picture, clicking away, just move the whole thing. And here you can see we're starting to line up picture directly above it, not quite centered, but aligned along the edge, along the bottom, and stretch that, stretch the picture inside of it, match it. Now, maybe I want this picture, right now it's behind it. If you want change the order of pictures. For example, maybe this one should be above that one. You again control click on it, arrange it, and you could bring it all the way to the front. There we go. So it's overlapping that one. I think maybe I'm going to take this out to the side instead. And then move this one in. And this one. Scale that up, get rid of some empty space. Nothing wrong with some empty space, but move this one down just a smidgen, and then I'm going to move that forward. So, range, bring to front, and I'm going to some text. Up a little bit, and then put some text down here at the bottom. Could be editing at the top. You can always shift select things and move them in a big group. It's always fun to try. Let's see. Oh, didn't quite get Ivan, so there we go. There's the whole group. Shift select all of them and move it down. Sort of align it. Create some text. Click away. And then drag out. Nope. So notice the cursor is kind of stuck up here. It's inside of the blue box, but we don't want that. We're going to create our own new text box. So I'm just going to start off on the side. Let's move this toolbar out of the way. And say, switch fonts before I start typing. So Steinman, SF, okay, and the exterior. And again, once you've typed in that field, highlight it, scale. If you want to work on the sides of the box, you can. At the edge, pull it out so it's a little bigger. And then highlight again, scale, so it fits that. And then move it over. And looking for that purple line there, the line, and then maybe let's tighten up that box so we don't need all that empty space below. We're done scaling it, drop it down a little bit, might be a little wide, maybe we could bring that in. So again, the fine art of design is kind of playing with space, alignment, so let's bring that in just a little bit so it's not so close to the edge. Okay, it's lining the box, but we kind of want to align the text. There we go. One of the other things I did on the previous example was I put a drop shadow on them. So there's effects, and you can find the effects up under window with effects, and this will open a little panel, and then you got to go in here to add the effect to that targeted object. Another way is to just control click on it, or right click on it, and go to effects here. And drop shadow. And it's nice if you make sure you got preview selected, you can see the shadow, and you can do things like adjust the angle. You can do that. Put it back to where it was. And say OK. And then I'm going to go ahead and do that to all of them. Just to kind of provide some, start to add some depth to this project. Shadow, say OK. That's see the shadow drop there. So, preview, yes. Okay. Maybe it's because it's in the orange state rather than the blue. Let's try that. And drop shadow. There we go. Alright. So, again, I'm going to do that thing where I am going to select all of them. Shift select. Make sure they're selected. Oops, control there. Okay, shift selecting. I'm going to make sure they're not overlapping. I'm not going to be able to get that one since it's underneath. So I'm going to have to do that one. But I've got those other 5 selected, so I'm going to drop that down. Control, effect, drop shadow. And finish off with that last one. Clicking away from everything. Off to the side. Effects, drop shadow. Okay. Alright. So that was page 2. And we'll see you back on page 3.